Hey, Vinny Lopes here from Off the Block, and what a night it was in college men's volleyball, especially in Malibu, as we had a showdown between two top 5 nationally ranked teams, and it lived up to all the hype going into that match as number 5 Pepperdine rallied from a 2-game deficit to defeat number 3 UC Irvine in a decisive 5th game. And you look at this match, watching it, this looked like two teams that belong in the NCAA tournament. Both teams had their moments. Both teams looked great. These were two high-quality caliber teams that played some entertaining volleyball. And talking about the winning side, Pepperdine, you have to credit the mental toughness that this team showed. Being down 0-2, able to rally back. Being down late in that 3rd game and finding a way to avoid the sweep to push that game further. And then the 5th game, overcoming some match points and finding a way to win in overtime. And it was an all-around team effort. You had players such as Josh Taylor had a 20-plus kills on the night. Parker Kalmbach, 17 kills in the victory. And then Matt West, their All-American setter, did a great job setting the ball, did a great job serving the ball, and defensively really had some big digs that was able to prolong some rallies. So all around, a good team performance by the Waves. And then on the other side of the net for UC Irvine, you know, it's a tough loss, but there are a lot of positives that the Anteaters should be able to take away from this match, especially when you look at what they were able to do in the first 2.5 games. They were hitting more than 500 midway through the 3rd game. Their offense was absolutely clicking. Zach Lacavera was having a big night. Tamira Hershko was having a big night. And then things just seemed to unfold a little bit. But the Anteaters, they're going to bounce back. I would expect for them to have a good, strong second or end of their season after they come back from the bye week, but obviously a tough loss for them to swallow. And now you kind of look at the big picture, what happens because of this match. It's obviously now a much tighter race in the MPSF. Really, I think 4 teams are still in the hunt for that possible MPSF regular season title. And the big team to not sleep on right now is going to be Hawaii. Because of that Anteater loss, Hawaii is now in sole possession of first place. So the Rainbow Warriors, they still have some challenging matches coming up. Got to play Stanford still. Got to go on the road to Provo, Utah to play BYU. But as of now, Hawaii, if the postseason were to start today, they would be the number 1 seed. And how deadly would that be, having an MPSF tournament on the islands in Hawaii, trying to go into that place and try to win a road game. So, you know, once again, if you're Hawaii, you have to be feeling good, but they still have a lot of matches left, and there's still a lot of season left. So, you know, once again, it was an exciting match tonight between UC Irvine and Pepperdine, but that was not the only match in college men's volleyball. A couple other matches that really jumped out to me as we talk a little bit more about conference play. I think in the MIVA, Loyola being able to get a good bounce-back victory, going on the road and sweeping Ohio State, that was really impressive, especially the play of Thomas Jeske. 16 kills tonight, hit more than 500. I really think that he's starting to make a case for himself on why he should be the National Player of the Year, which we haven't seen a National Player of the Year come out of the MIVA in a very long time, but I think that he really starting to deserve some consideration. So Loyola, a good bounce-back win, and now we have more anarchy in the MIVA standings, as with all the craziness this week that happened in the conference, we're basically right where we started off right now, with both Loyola and Lewis being tied for first place and Ohio State nipping at their heels. So that's going to be a fun 3-team race as we continue to move forward. And then, you know, it was a light day in terms of conference matches, but there were a couple non-conference matches that stood out for me. First and foremost, Ohio State on Saturday, being able to go on the road, getting a victory against Long Beach State. You know, the Nittany Lions, because of that victory, they were able to finish their mid-season West Coast road trip 3-0, undefeated. The last time they went undefeated in a mid-season West Coast road trip was 2008, when they won the NCAA championship. So maybe that's a little bit of a good sign if you're a Nittany Lions fan. I think it's a more positive sign, though, for everyone, is the fact that this team's starting to figure out some stuff, and they're going to be really scary towards the second half of the season as they get things rolling. And tell you have to watch out for Aaron Russell with the way that he has been playing. That was without doubt a great performance this week, and they had not only against Long Beach State, but on Friday night against Cal State Northridge. And then, you know, the other match that stood out for me as well was in the Conference Carolinas. Pfeiffer being able to get a victory against Erskine. Pfeiffer's now really in control of that Conference Carolina race right now. They're in first place ahead of Erskine by 1 match. So that's going to kind of be an exciting race to see how that plays out, because much like all the other conferences, if you finish first place in the Conference Carolinas, you have home court advantage throughout the conference tournament. So once again, real exciting night of college men's volleyball as we start to move closer and closer to the postseason. And you're going to want to stay here at offtheblockblog.com for all your men's volleyball news and analysis.